have you done on board? I'm drawing this card. It doesn't really matter.
I mean, that card just does so many things for you. So.
All right, so it looks like we're going to get Will from round one playing Red White Burn up against Christopher, and he's going to be playing Red Green Monsters. His list is going to be a little bit different from Lee's.
More of a stock list.
It's a little bit closer to stock list. I've been helping him work on it slowly, trading him cards. I think he's still missing Storm Breaths, but he does have Arbor Colossus. He does have a couple of Xenagos the Gods. Pretty sure he has Mizium Mortars in the board. And he was telling me earlier tonight he got his hands on a couple of Garrix, so he was really excited to add those. He was talking about beating Lee in playtesting with the Garrix and just drawing a million cards. So it should be interesting.
Yep, it looks like we're getting ready to go live here very shortly.
Sure, Will is very excited to have played against two red-green monsters decks.
Yeah, absolutely. like this, and not the best that could have happened to him, because that matchup is pretty atrocious for him, I would tend to think. So.
Alrighty.
Looks like we might be set up and ready to go.
Alright, so Christopher is up one game.
Yes.
And looks like Will has also mulliganed to 6.
And missed a second land drop.
Oh, our bad.
Okay, so we just had things backwards there.
All right,
he did not miss a land drop and maybe didn't mulligan.
He won game 1. Alright. Suddenly this game looks a lot better.
Right. Yeah, we were feeling really bad for Will there for a moment.
We're not on the play, missing land too.
Killed the elf there with an unknown burn spell. Somebody gained a lot of life. No, they went down to 17. I'm guessing that was the Searing Blood.
Searing Blood, then, yeah. I like that card. I think it's pretty sweet.
I still want to call it Searing Blaze, and it's not.
Right, it's not Searing Blaze. I am not sure. I guess Searing Blaze is just better, but then there's so many turns where, like, if you top deck a Searing Blaze, you just still lose.
Right. Yeah.
Or Searing Blood is at least a guaranteed 2 damage.
Turn 79. Oh, I didn't make my landfall for Searing Blaze.
Right.
It's not so good.
Playing Searing Blaze in our EDH deck.
Yeah.
So we have Burning Tree into Pelucranos.
Pelucranos.
That
wow.
seems pretty good.
This is a good turn 3 on the draw here.
Who's on the play? Who's on the play?
Oh, that's correct. It was on the play. It's a really good turn 3 on the play. Not sure what just happened there. I think we had a burn spell pointed at the head.
Yeah. All right. So Christopher is going to take 2.
We're scrying, so this was Magma Jet, I guess.
Yeah.
Looks like it's revealed a Boros Charm and perhaps another Magma Jet.
Wow, that's a lot of damage.
6 points of damage on top of the library. That's pretty good.
So we're gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
All right, so we drew the Boros Charm. I'm assuming we have the 4th land. All right, we have the 4th land. So I guess we're thinking here whether or not we can just get there with burn, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much got to be the.
So we have the Faded Conflagration.
Nice.
So we're gonna get to the 5 damage from Lucas. There we go. Been talking about it all night. We're gonna get to do it. We're gonna get to do it on our turn. We're gonna get to scry 2. We're gonna see a War Leader's Helix and a Magma Jet. Again, I think with 4 lands in play, I'd be surprised if he doesn't leave both of those on top of his library. That's a huge burn spell. It's a lot of life gain.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, and he stacks them with a Magma Jet on bottom, so he's going to be able to untap, gain 4 life, do 4 to Chris.
It's only a Skullcrack and a Boros Charm. That's really good. That's a lot of damage.
So, yeah, this is going to be. We're looking at 4 from the Skullcrack, or 4 from the Boros Charm, 4 from the
War Leader's Helix, 3 from the Skullcrack,
and 2 from the Magma Jet. So we're looking at 13 more points of damage,
right.
Which means he only needs to find with the scry on the Magma Jet. We only need to find 2 more damage.
And that's assuming the last card in his hand isn't another burn spell. All right, so we just run out the Ghor-Clan Rampager here. We were talking about that a lot. How sometimes it's just better to have a 4/4 than to like pump a guy and risk getting it burn in response.
Right. It's not out of the range of the burn deck, but it's pretty close, and they're
Right.
gonna have to.
And it forces them to use something like War Leader's Helix on a Gorkland Rampager as opposed to you.
Right.
And against a deck that's trying to burn you to death, anything that's drawing attention away from your face is probably a good thing.
Looks like we may be passing the turn here with a bunch of.
Instants. Yeah,
Instants
there's really no reason to cast any of those on your own turn.
Absolutely not, especially when your opponent's playing Gorkland Rampager. You can always
randomly get a freebie.
Burn something in response. So.
It's like the greatest feeling.
Winning is the greatest feeling. And that's how we win.
Right. For those of you just tuning in, this is a second game in round 2 of our standard tournament. We have Red Green Monsters against Red White Burn. Don't forget to follow us at Sea Castle Events. You can like and share our page on Facebook, and you can subscribe to us on Twitch and on YouTube, where we'll be uploading all previous broadcasts.
It looks like we're going to cast this at sorcery speed, which I'm not sure I agree with here, but we are going to gain 4 life and go up to 19, and we are going to get that Gorkland Rampager off the battlefield. So.
I mean, I guess your opponent could untap, play a Nykthos, that you can't respond to them.
Do you really care? Like, you've just taken, essentially your opponent's just gained 4 life. And like now you have 6/6 on the field that you have no way of dealing with. So
that's fair. All right, so now, so we're still holding 9 points of damage. So we basically just have to ignore Arbor Colossus.
Yes.
I think it's all right here, unless Will is playing Satyr Fire Dancer, which I don't think he is. But I've definitely had Arbor Colossus. I've been on the other end of this. I've definitely had an Arbor Colossus taken down by a Magma Jet and a Boros Charm to my face, and it was not a good feeling.
Well, this is
a Xenagos.
Xenagos?
God of Revels.
Wow.
Okay, so Arbor Colossus is going to deal 12 this turn. Okay. So we have 12 points of damage coming at you. And we'll go ahead and get in there with the other guy, too.
I'm not sure why we didn't get in there with the elf as well. I guess now we're looking at definitely trying to Magma Jet no, we're not.
Take it.
We're not going to Magma Jet. Are we going to Magma Jet the face?
I guess that's our plan. We just have to just burn him out. Like we have to somehow 15 him.
Reasonably, like Magma Jetting the creature doesn't really do anything for you there. It doesn't slow the clock at all.
Right. So. The 2. You're not worried about the 2. We're worried about the 2 with the 1 in front of it.
Right.
Arbor Colossus is such a beating with Xenagos. Alright, so we can't get a good look at these 2 cards, but if they do not win him the game next turn, they're probably going to the bottom. So we're holding another 7 points of damage. So we have to be able to, well, we have to untap in 6. We can't do that.
Right.
We can't win. Well, we have Toil and Trouble. We don't have black mana.
No. We do have the ability to shock ourselves if we have the top part of our library as a swamp.
Right.
Swamp mountain, more than likely.
It still doesn't get us there, though, I don't think.
No, I believe Chris only has 1 card in hand, so.
Right, so it would only deal 5 damage for like 6 mana.
Still can't quite make out the cards that Chris is, or that Will is potentially going to be scrying to either the top or the bottom. Looks like a mountain and something.
It's looking like we're going to go to game 3. Like, this looks really bad.
Is that a peak eruption? Surely not.
Alright, so we Boros Charm the face.
Brought him down to 9.
Alright, so what 1 card can we draw to 6 him here? Can't think of anything. So we draw and pass it back. So we have
Lightning Strike and Skullcrack are the 2 cards.
Ah, if only that Skullcrack could hit creatures.
Yeah.
So we could at least deal with the Arbor Colossus. Alright, so shaking on it, we're going to game 3.
Absolutely.
We've just been informed Will does not have Fire Dancer in his deck. So Arbor Colossus is actually just a huge beating. He has to draw the Chain to the Rocks in order to deal with that.
Right. So he is clearly he's going to bring in all of his Chain to Rocks. We remember that from round 1. Some number of Fading Conflagrations are clearly going to come in because those are pretty good in the
right.
As far as ways of dealing with.
It's probably already brought in the Reckoners again. Not really much different he can bring in here. I suppose if he really wanted to, he could bring in Burning Earth, but I almost feel like that's going to deal more damage to him in this matchup than it will to Christopher. So I'm not sure I would be able to justify doing that.
Right, yeah, you're definitely you're definitely playing more non-basics than monsters, which is only going to be playing like 8. It's interesting with the extra black splash. I think that means that he's not playing Mutavaults, and that seems like it would be something that,
The red white deck.
yeah, red white deck.
I feel like with all the triple red and double red that you need, Mutavault almost feels too greedy because like that's already a deck that is probably not running as many lands as normal decks would be. So if we're running 20 to 22 lands in our red white burn deck and we're playing Mutavaults as well, like all of a sudden it becomes really hard to cast Searing Blood and Faded Conflagration and even Boros Reckoner.
Right.
So,
Well, he's on the red and white, so
Right.
Reckoner's a little easier to cast than.
Right, but it's still I'm saying like the Mutavault is just like a colorless mana
Right.
source.
Oh, absolutely.
So like it's really really horrifically awkward looking at the opening hand of Sacred Foundry, Mountain, Mutavault, Boros Reckoner, Faded Conflagration. You're just like, well, can't actually cast anything if I don't draw one of the few lands left in my deck.
Right.
But hey, as we saw earlier, sometimes Mutavault just gets there on its own.
Exactly.
So-
So that card is good.
Alrighty, so whoever wins, we're gonna go ahead and bring them in here. We're gonna talk to them about their deck. We're gonna give them a little deck because both players are playing what is very close to stock list, but both very different at the same time.
I think it's going to be the winner of the actual tournament that we're going to bring
Oh,
in. So don't click off after the last round. We're actually going to bring in
Yeah. We're also going to post the winner's deck list on our Facebook page, so you guys should check that out. All right, so we've let off with the Scryland, a couple lands on both sides of the field. So looks like a Fistful of Burn, which is exactly where you put me. 2 lands, Fistful of Burn, and a Chain to the. We have the Chain to the Rocks this time. All right, so this game looks like it could go a little bit better for Will than the past couple of games have.
Shock ourselves, and I believe a Sylvan Caryatid is going to hit the board here.
Right.
Looks like I saw one of those in the grip.
Burning Tree into Sylvan Caryatid. It's
even better.
Same page. All right. So I mean, I guess we could. Sure. Are we gonna kill the Burning Tree, or is this the face? No, this is the face. All right. That's the plan.
All in on burn.
We're sticking to it. That's the plan. I'm sticking to it. Ooh, we untap into Boros Reckoner. I guess you're not really worried about it too.
It's kind of like burn to the face.
Basically, yeah. You're gonna block it? No? Take 3. Yes? Take X.
Right.
At least we have the Caryatid.
Right.
So we can block it for 1 turn without really caring. So we're gonna play Stomping Ground tapped.
He has a Mizzium Mortars in his hand, and I'm not sure what else he might have. He has 3 open mana. So
he wants to cast this Mizzium Mortars, and he really doesn't want to cast this Mizzium Mortars. You can see it. It's like really hurting him.
He's definitely going to do it.
But he's got to get it out of the way. And with the way Will's been playing, this 4 is probably going to come right back at Chris's face.
Yep. Mizzium Mortars your dude. Mizzium Mortars my face.
Mizzium Mortars became a really bad char.
Yes. But now it does open up the field to get in there for 2 with the Burning Tree on the series.
We've drawn another Chain to the Rocks.
And another Boros Reckoner, apparently. So this is
goodness.
Sick. So,
all right.
But again, we're getting to the area of the game where Chris is going to be able to outclass this Boros Reckoner.
Yeah, we say that, but Christopher is at 11, and we know Will is holding at least a Boros Charm. It's a lot of damage. Oh, we have a Nykthos. All right. Things could get silly. Hold on, folks.
Well, yeah, it basically taps to break even right now. So.
Right, but if he plays anything else, doesn't look like he has anything else cheap to play though. I was kind of hoping he did. I enjoy seeing Nykthos shenanigans. Like sometimes you just get to do the dumbest things.
Tapping 4 here. This might be it's 5. So is this going to be
Arbor
Arbor
Colossus?
Colossus? Yes, it is.
Yeah, a really fun thing about Arbor Colossus is how bad it is to block a Boros Reckoner with an Arbor Colossus. So I don't think Christopher will be blocking.
I don't
If
think he's going to get the opportunity because Will has the double
Chain
chain
to
to
the
the
Rocks.
rocks. So that's
Right.
probably going to very quickly be enchanting a mountain
Right.
and getting rid of one of those guys.
If double Boros Charm, double Chain to the Rocks. That is.
This game might end rather quickly.
Yeah. All right.
So I think we're going to see a chain to the rocks and then an attack.
And then depending on the blocks. Regrettably, we don't have enough white mana to, cast all these Boros Charms. That'd be really optimal. But
right, we didn't see what was scried to the top there, but he did keep whatever it was on top.
so we're gonna block. We're gonna take two.
Block and take 2.
Ugh. I almost feel like I would have just left the Boros, the Burning Tree Emissary in play.
Just for devotion reasons.
Right, for the devotion to Nykthos. The 1 damage is likely not going to make too much of it. I guess he is at 9 instead of 8, which is relevant when your opponent is holding double Boros Charm.
That's true.
But Christopher doesn't know.
Chris doesn't know that he has to
double.
a bunch of dudes.
That is the worst feeling, to just be domed for 8 out of nowhere and just lose. Like when you think you might be stabilizing. All right, we have another Arbor Colossus. Your opponent has
another chain to the rocks. So this is not going to work out the way you want it to either.
I still had all these.
Oh, there's a Magma
Jet. All right, so we get to Chain to the Rocks and Magma Jet.
And get in there for
3?
For 3 more points
Oh,
of damage.
There's no way he doesn't block with Sylvan Carry at it.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's not doing a whole lot for you. You have 5 mana. That's pretty much all your deck really wants.
And you definitely. Oh, I take it. So we're just dead. So we have.
Pretty much dead to the untapped stuff here.
Right.
So,
We have Magma Jet.
Doesn't look like he knows it. So.
All right. So.
I guess in theory you could have the 3/3 that gains you life equal to your devotion to green.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
Only going to save you for a turn, delaying the inevitable.
Let's check real quick. We do have his sideboard. We can see.
Burning Tree Emissary.
Into
not
it
good
has.
enough.
We don't actually have his sideboard. Oh, actually, I don't even know if Christopher has a sideboard right now.
That is his sideboard, the blank sheet of fire, and the 3rd Arbor Colossus.
All right.
Okay, well, I guess that one's going to actually be able to block. Unfortunately, you're just dead to the burn in my hand. So.
Right. It will slow roll in the burn like a champ.
I'm assuming we're going to Magma Jet the head right here.
Yeah.
Jet you down to 4. Scry. Not really care.
Right. Put him on top of your opponent's library.
So this is our last game of the round, and then we'll be going to the finals.
What?
Oh, we've cast. Oh, okay.
What?
He cast the Searing Blood, so it was going to put him at 1, which essentially made that Boros Reckoner lethal regardless of whether it was blocked or not. So instead of casting the Boros Charm, which was just straight lethal.
Okay, sure. Falling with style.
Yes.
All right.